Yeah, so some of you will have seen the repair cafe that's down in the chocolate factory on today. This is our 4th event, so we're very excited. It's had a huge uptake. I'm probably going to babble a little bit because I just came out of the madness. But I think really why it's had such a great uptake in Ireland since we started doing repair cafes here in March is because it's such a simple idea. And so I just wanted to talk to you about the simple idea, and it should only take about 5 minutes because it's so simple, and give you some information about it and where we're going next with it as well. So the Repair Cafe, it's about bringing 2 groups of people together. One group being people who have things that are broken and need them to be fixed or recognize that they could be fixed. And the second group is volunteers who enjoy repairing things and love the challenge of fixing things. And both groups benefit because we put it in a social environment where they get to network and talk to each other. People who are getting things fixed get to learn from the volunteers how to do repairs, pick up a few skills, obviously get something repaired for free. And the volunteers enjoy the networking as well, and they talk to each other and pick up ideas and so on. And that's how it works. Being in a cafe environment, then you get coffee and food to keep everyone going. So in terms of the idea behind it, why do we organize repair cafes? It's really about trying to build a culture of repair. I mean, everyone does repair at some level, and we all maybe get our shoes rehealed, or you might sew buttons back onto your coat and so on. But this is about looking maybe at a deeper level at sort of more challenging items, like especially electronic equipment that's just not accessible to a lot of people. We don't easily open up an iPhone and start tinkering with it. So it's trying to target really those electronic equipment especially, but other things that we wouldn't know where to start with or how to repair. And it's to show that it's actually quite easy, you know, and accessible once you know where to start and what to look for and where all the resources are online or otherwise. It's obviously about sharing knowledge and skills, especially keeping alive repair skills, which I suppose because it's so cheap to buy replacements for things, particularly phones. You know, we would go through phones every 2 or 3 years generally on average. But it's to show, to promote the skills to actually be able to repair those things instead of throwing them away. I said support jobs and shops. One thing we always keep in mind is there are a lot of shops around and repair experts who are paid to do professional repairs. And at repair cafes, we always try to direct people towards those experts and professionals if we can't get something fixed on the day, or if it's a bigger job, or if it needs specialist expertise that we don't have. So we do try and support local businesses and also the jobs that come with them. I suppose planned obsolescence, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about before. It's where equipment is built to fail after a certain period of time and need replacement, or where updates and updates and updates of software and hardware mean that you want to replace it. So it's the whole idea of repair and is trying to extend the lifespan and keep things going beyond that sort of short lifespan of many materials. These events are community events, really. We try and connect in with local organizations, with tidy towns, for example, with the local councils, with any other environmental networks in the area. So it's about promoting community and about saving money. So there is an environmental aspect. I found that when we're promoting the idea of repair cafes, it's better to talk about social networking and saving money as well as the environmental benefits. So how they run, we get volunteers to do all the repairs. We would have a lot of repairs in the space of mechanical and electrical equipment and electronics. But we also get things like woodwork, like furniture, for example, random things like jigsaws and little wooden decorations. We have sewing, and that can cover everything from, say, felt hats to coats and pants and curtains. Jewelry, which we will get quite a lot of as well, and then bicycles. And generally, there would be around 20 volunteers, with the majority weighted on the mechanical electrical side. We involve organizations where they generously provide their time, including particularly the Rediscovery Centre, also Men's Sheds, and Hackerspaces, which is where a lot of our electronic experts come from. Hackerspaces are where, I suppose, creative electronics people get together and do fantastically exciting and creative things. So one big contributor for our cafes has been TOG, which is a hackerspace over near Georgia Street. But there are actually hackerspaces all around the country with experts in them. And of course, it all happens in a cafe, as I said, which helps to promote the networking and so on. So, as I mentioned, the majority of things we get in are electrical appliances, around 60%. I love statistics, so I had to put something up, some numbers to take away. And the majority of electrical equipment that we get is actually stereos and lamps. We've looked at the numbers. We really get just so many stereos and lamps. And I had 2 emails this morning from people asking if they could bring down their lamps. So I don't know, there's something about lamps. We also have had lots of TVs and toasters and hairdryers, and I was on a radio interview on Tuesday night about this, and the guy promised to bring down an Iron Man mask as part of his Halloween costume that someone had accidentally smashed, and it kind of doesn't function anymore. We get crockery as well. We've had plates that we've pieced back together painstakingly. That's on a lot of the posters, actually. There are sort of the more unusual things. And then lots of textiles, as I say, is the kind of second thing. Although people know how to do basic repairs on textiles, we would be able to show people how to do full things like fixing holes in jeans, which I haven't gotten around to because I'm always organizing them. I think I'll stop organizing repair cafes when I've got all my stuff repaired. So, which brings me nicely on to where are we going with this. So far, I've done 3 repair cafes in Sandymount. I did my first one in March. The idea actually comes from the Netherlands, where they began repair cafes in 2009, and they've been spreading around the world ever since. As I said, it's a simple idea. It catches on really well, so people can see, okay, this is really practical, and I can just get stuck in and organize an event. So the first one in Ireland was in March. People had kind of picked up on the idea. Since then, a community group in Ockram started organizing them. They've done 2. And then it kind of exploded because the local authorities obtained funding to run a repair cafe in 15 counties around the country, which is where all the pluses come from. It's probably quite hard to see. That's both in the eastern region and in the southern region, as well as I also applied for and received funding to run 5 more, to run cafes in 5 more counties as well. So that's about 25 new repair cafe locations around the country in the next year. So it's going to be quite busy. So the interest is really, I mean, it's really caught on and it's great. And there's someone in the front row here, Donna, who's going to be running the next event, which is in the Dublin area, in Clontarf on the 7th of December. There are also 2 more events outside of Dublin in the next 2 weekends. One next weekend will be in Athlone, which is their first one. And the one after that will be on the 29th in Tralee, which is one of the local council ones. So if you're interested in the repair cafes at all, we've put up all our information on repaircafe.ie website. And the whole idea of the website is to try and coordinate and support new events popping up around the country, to collect ideas, to channel volunteers into different cafes and so on. And we also have our Twitter and Facebook page, so do feel free to join us. Thanks very much.